The term decentralization is everywhere in crypto, and many in the community see centralized as a dirty word. But what is decentralization? How do we measure it? And is it always necessary? Decentralization seems simple enough to understand. No central authority, permissionless, a distributed network of nodes, right? But what does that really mean? A blockchain is clearly centralized if it runs only on one node, but what if it has 5, 100, or a few thousand? At what point does it become decentralized? What if a network had 100,000 globally distributed nodes, but only one sole developer maintaining its code? What if 80% of the token supply was held by a single entity? The point is that decentralization lies on a spectrum, and that there are many different ways to measure decentralization. For instance, the security of proof-of-work blockchains is often measured by its total network hash rate, but there's also the number of nodes, mining entities, or pools, and the geographic distribution of these nodes to consider as well. Meanwhile, for proof-of-stake chains, many look at the number and geographic distribution of validator nodes securing the chain and percentage of token supply staked, as well as token supply distribution. People are also increasingly concerned about concentration in liquid staking protocols, who may wield an outsized influence if they get too large a share of staked assets. However, in any case, there are also metrics like client diversity, that is to say how many different software implementations of the protocol there are, figurehead influence, number of developers and where they're based, hardware or other resource requirements for participation, regulatory risk, or even the forkability of code. Then there's also the topic of governance. How are changes to the protocol made and decided upon? Are decisions made on-chain or off-chain? Do decisions involve a majority of stakeholders or only a small number of wealthy individuals? And to complicate things further, many of these metrics and characteristics, such as the number of network nodes or the location of miners, are also constantly changing or subject to sudden changes. Validators are always entering and exiting the network, and governments can ban mining activities, and so on. So after landing on the preferred definition of decentralization, there's also the question of whether it's always necessary, beneficial, or even possible for all aspects and components of the future Web3 ecosystem. For instance, many decentralized applications, despite their name, rely at least partially on rather centralized decision-making from core team members in order to maintain their product and to ship and promote new features for the public to use. Decentralization may be a lower priority if a project is new, doesn't support any critical functions, doesn't benefit from collective decision-making, censorship resistance, or if maximum throughput is the goal. However, if you're building on blockchains, there will always be the expectation to progressively decentralize. Fortunately, most of us agree that for base or settlement layers like Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's critical to prioritize and strive for maximum decentralization in order to stay credibly neutral, censorship-resistant, and open to all. The reality may end up being that the Web3 ecosystem becomes a highly diverse mesh of different projects with varying degrees of centralization, which all anchor into a maximally decentralized base settlement layer. We have no doubt that this topic will be divisive for the indefinite future. But what do you think is the most important aspect of decentralization? And if you want to learn about whether Bitcoin can work without the internet, find out here.